Now this is a question regarding some concept. So here they have asked like this: which one of the following terms best describe the large scale schemes to tackle climate change by removing CO2 from the air or limiting the sunlight reaching the planet? So they have given a statement and we need to know which of these given terms are related to that statement, okay, or which of these are best described in that statement. So they have given the options as geoengineering, phytoremediation, bioremediation and carbon sequestration. So we need to know about all of these concepts. So in the question they have asked that what are the schemes which is used to remove the CO2 from the atmosphere in order to reduce the climate change. Okay, so that's a kind of schemes, or it's a technology, or it's an engineering field, right? So in this question what they have asked is which of these are the schemes, okay, the schemes which is used to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and in order to reduce the climate change. So actually it's a scheme or it's a methods to reduce the climate change or in order to alter the climate change by using some techniques. So that's the concept they are asking. So now let us discuss what is this terms all about. So first one, carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration means the method by which carbon dioxide will be absorbed, okay, carbon dioxide will be absorbed by some means and it will be removed from the carbon cycle, and mostly it is done by the plants, green plants. We know about plants are utilizing carbon dioxide and they are converting that carbon dioxide into carbohydrates or to starch or to sugar by using the process known as photosynthesis. Okay, so that's a simple example for carbon sequestration. And there are some other techniques also, like we will be capturing the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and will be making that carbon dioxide into carbon powders. Like that method is also there, but it is some costly. Okay, so the general example is photosynthesis done by green plants, right? They are converting carbon dioxide into carbohydrates as well as releasing oxygen, right? So that's a kind of carbon sequestration. Then bioremediation. Bioremediation means by using biological agents, by using microorganisms, we will be cleaning the polluted water, and that water is polluted by some oils. Okay, so bioremediation is a method to treat the water by using some microorganisms. So bioremediation is a method by using microorganisms to treat the polluted environment. It may be water ecosystem or it may be soil, like that. So whatever it may be, the polluted medium will be break down by or cleaned by the microorganisms, and that is the term known as bioremediation. Now what is this phytoremediation? Phyto means it is related to the plants, right? So by using green plants we are purifying the environment. So phytoremediation is the direct using of green plants, okay, the plants, in order to remove the contaminants from soil or from water. Okay, so that's the term known as phytoremediation. So bioremediation means using microorganisms we are cleaning or we are removing the pollutants from the environment. Phytoremediation means by using green plants we are removing contaminants or pollutants from the environment. Okay, and now let us discuss what is geoengineering. So the geoengineering is the currently fashionable term for making large scale interventions in how the planet works to slow down or reverse the effect of climate change. That means how we can curb the climate change, how we can reduce the climate change, okay, how we can reduce the global warming. So that's the engineering known as geoengineering, or literally it is known as earth engineering. By modifying the earth, okay, how we can tackle the climate change. That means by removing the carbon dioxide. By using some techniques we are removing carbon dioxide from atmosphere. Okay, that's the term known as geoengineering, or that is a scheme known as, or that is a method known as geoengineering. Okay, so the geoengineering aims to tackle climate change by removing carbon dioxide from the air or limiting the sunlight reaching the planet. Okay, so either we may be removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, or we may be keeping some bulk or large reflective mirrors in the atmosphere. Okay, in that manner what will happen is when the sunlight inside on this mirror, it will be reflected back. Okay, So in that way we can reduce the incidental radiation. In that way we can reduce the global warming, right? So that's the one technique used in geoengineering. Okay, so like that there are lots of techniques. Removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and making into some powder, that's a kind of geoengineering technique. Using larger reflectors on atmosphere, that's a geoengineering technique. Then growing phytoplanktons in a controlled population in aquatic region, that's a geoengineering technique. That means we know about phytoplanktons, they are using carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, they are using carbon dioxide and they are converting it into carbohydrates, and they are removing or they are releasing oxygen, right? So phytoplankton is also helping for the conversion of carbon dioxide into oxygen, right? So we are giving them the fertilizers. So iron is the favorite food of phytoplankton, so we will be giving them, we are feeding these phytoplankton with limited amount of iron, so we can control the population of phytoplankton, thereby we can control the conversion of carbon dioxide into oxygen. So that's also a technique used in geoengineering. Okay, so whatever it may be, we are controlling or we are changing the climate. Okay, we are trying to reduce the impact of climate change, right? So that's the term known as geoengineering. So in theory, the word geoengineering could be used to describe almost any large scale schemes for tackling climate change. Okay, any large scale schemes for tackling climate change can be named as geoengineering. For example, in millions of people in China all planted a tree on the same day to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So that might alter the planet enough to be considered geoengineering. That means in China, the peoples planted trees in a single day. That means it's a global movement. So it's a people's movement, large movement. There are lots of trees are planted there. So by the trees, it will convert. If we are planting more trees, the carbon sequestration will be more there. That means conversion of carbon dioxide into oxygen by the green plants by using the photosynthesis will be happen there. So that's also remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So that's also kind of geoengineering method, right? So that's the term known as geoengineering. Now let us look at the question. Which one of the following terms best describe the large scale schemes to tackle climate change by removing CO2 from the air or limiting the sunlight reaching the planet? So that is geoengineering. Okay, so that's the term or that's the scheme or that's the method known as geoengineering. A is the answer. Okay.